What's up, Dice Crew? Now we got this video from Luce Canon, and he's speaking on Yah-L. If y'all not familiar with who Yah-L is a dude out of Compton, and he run a podcast channel that go by Damo and Keyway Conversations with a dude that go by the name of Du Sims. And you know, it's a situation that's going on with Yah-L and Luce Canon. And Luce Canon got this video, and he pretty much said, you know, in the title, he said, like, I know Compton Crips ain't raising them like that, or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Some of that nature, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people brought it to my attention, was like, how you felt about this, how you felt this, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go tune in. But one thing I feel like, just on the smart side of Luce Canon, on the content side, I think he definitely just knew, like, when he brought up, you know, to bring up Compton Crips and stuff, that was going to pretty much put everybody on some Compton Crip type stuff, you know, put him in a content mix and kind of just help him float through the algorithm a little bit more, right? So that's how I feel. I don't think he meant no disrespect to no Compton Crips or nothing like that, but that's just me, you know. That's just me kind of introing the situation and giving my assumption. But let's tune in. Luce Canon speaks on Yah-L. I'm going to keep it a Benji for y'all doing the reaction. Y'all keep it a Benji for me in the comments. Shout out to the Dice Crew. Let's rock.
Good morning, pillow top hands. Good morning. Sweetie! Sweetie! We got some stuff to talk about. Those pillow muffins. Those oven mitts. Those slow can't do no harm to a baby. Yes, Yah-L. You supposed to be this street tough. Oh, I'm about to call out Roddy Rich. The only thing calling you out is hands and feet. You get mad at me. Sugar Plum, you get mad at me. Because you did those and then you eventually get washed. I didn't even have laundry to do. And you get washed. And you sitting over here telling the people. But did you tell the people that when your mama died and she needed an extra large casket, who was there for you? Who paid the bread for the extra large casket? Who gave the flowers?
Now, I don't know what the relationship is with Luce Canon and Yah-L prior. I don't know if they even got a relationship, you know what I mean? But Luce Canon is painting this picture of him pretty much contributing to Yah-L's mother funeral and whatnot after she passed away. Now, I'm not saying if it's true or not, because I don't know if it's, if it's true or not. Maybe Yah-L will speak out and maybe he'll, clear that up or say if it's real or not, whatever, who knows. But in the mix of that, Luce Canon is saying extra large, extra large, extra large, which means he's pretty much like, disrespecting Yah-L's mother who passed away. And also, I mean, no disrespect if she haven't even passed away, because I'm just not familiar with, like, with the situation like that. So by any means, no disrespect to Yah-L and them and his mama and stuff like that. If she did pass away, shout out to her and everybody that care about her. If she didn't, I'm not trying to wish nothing bad or nothing. I'm just speaking on what's going on with this topic because I don't know what's the facts and what's not. But that's pretty much what Luce Canon is doing, going down this path.
And I'm talking about people, she was so big, she didn't even take pictures. She took posters. She was that big. A picture did not do no justice. We had plaster posters. And you want to sue me? I was saving you. I helped you pick a venue out. Flowers, extra large casket. And this is how I get repaid? What those people in Compton gonna say? Park Village, give me an answer. This is what y'all raising? He take a loss and do what 40 Glock did the game and want to sue. This is incredible.
Okay, so something that I had remembered a while ago, right? Luce Canon, I think Wack probably put it out there on his page, but it was something like a fight or altercation that took place with Yah-L and another individual, and I think this took place on a set of one of Luce Canon shows or something like that they filming and stuff, right? So it sounded like to me that Luce Canon is saying that Yah-L is suing the company behind this footage, which is like, I guess, it all depends on how you want to look at it. I mean, on the side of business, people that come from the streets is suing people left and right. You know what I mean? Luce Canon run with Wack 100, and Wack 100 was also one of the same dudes who said that he was gonna sue one of them females who was like putting out a narrative on him, and he was saying that it wasn't nothing wrong with it because that wasn't no street issue. So, I mean, that's the same thing with the Yah-L situation. I mean, he doing business. It's a business situation. Yah-L is looking at it like maybe this is, tarnishing his image, his brand, whatever the case may be. So, on the business side of things, I can go this route. Maybe he discussed it with his team, with his lawyers and them, and they said, man, you might have a fight here. So he went the business route with it. I don't know what be going on behind the scenes behind Luce Canon and Yah-L and them. Yah-L and them could, he could be trying to fight dudes in the streets, and he probably can't get with them and fight in the streets. So he probably like, I'm gonna just take the business route. But also, Luce Canon have said it before that he had struck a couple dudes' YouTube channels. I don't know the truth or not, whatever, but he was saying that at one point. I want to say 600 and Wack both were saying that. They was kind of like having the field day with it about like striking certain people's channels and stuff like that. Don't know the truth or not, but if y'all keep up with this stuff, then y'all probably remember that time too. And some people would say that's not cool to strike a person page. But then on the business side of things, it makes perfect sense. Whether you doing however you want to run your business and run your company, if you able to do something legit and get things done the legit way, that means you did what you can do in a legit way when it comes to business. If it wasn't legit and you couldn't do it, then it wouldn't be an option to be striking people and all this and that on these channels. So I feel like it's all about how you want to view these situations, man. If you want to be like business is business, then it's business. If you want to say the streets is the streets, then the streets is the streets. If you want to say that the streets and the business and the internet and the YouTube and the podcast and all that go hand in hand, then hey, we can say that people are wrong for saying that they from the gang culture or the gangland or the streets and they suing people and they striking people channel. Or we can say, things is different, and what a person do with business is what they do with business. And what they do in the streets is what they do in the streets. That's my outlook on it. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it.
This is what Crippin came to. I thought y'all was so tough. But when you hang out with Canon, there's like different animals. When we see See, we pounce. This is real life nature. This is facts. If you can't swim, you bound to drown. So, people, when you supposed to be in this tough space and you saying you a gangster and a hustler and all that other stuff, you go around suing and big useless, talking to you. This is okay. This is your people suing me. You signed off on it. Oh, you try to sue me too. This is crazy. You try to sue me too. This is who you raising and hanging out with now? Sewers? Then again, that makes sense. Rats. Y'all suing. Sewer. Y'all get it? But people, I'm about to show you.
I ain't gonna lie, that was definitely kind of creative, right? He said like people are suing, so you're a sewer, and you like ratting, and ratting and sewer go hand in hand. Rats being the sewer, you know, that was creative. I ain't gonna lie, but I mean, again, to me, I feel like that's open for everybody's own personal outlook on that. Is it ratting or not? That's your opinion. People got to make sure they, you know what they saying. Do your homework. See what kind of people you might be cool with, or who you have rocked with, or who you look up to, or who you got love or respect for. See if they ever did anything like that, and be aware of everything that's going on before you just cast out a certain type of judgment on these topics, because certain people will view things one way when the shoe is on one person's foot, but then when it's on the next person's foot, they get to viewing things differently. So that's how I look at it. But again, like I said in the beginning, I think Luce Canon is just being smart with the content creating, and he understand that, like I said, Yah-L and them was doing their content thing, he doing his content thing. He just pretty much trying to, draw the audience in and do good with the content thing like that. As y'all can hear it in Luce Canon voice and stuff like that, he's definitely like he's like in a character mode, Now, however, he did say some disrespectful things about Yah-L mother, who may or may not have passed away, and there was some distasteful things he said. So, I mean, even if you plan, that might not be a topic you want to play with. I mean, even with the ratting stuff, that's not a topic you want to play with neither. But only Luce Canon know what he doing and why he do it. And if he, see a problem in the future from that, who knows? Only time will tell. We just gotta wait and see.
You, the cease and desist. He wants 50,000. He's suing Urban Flex. That's just sad. The EBT got cut off, and now you looking for something to benefit from? Your car got repoed like 5 times since I knew you. I helped you get it out 5 times. And this is what the world is coming to. Compton, y'all gotta stand up. This is how y'all raise Crips, the Sioux.
Okay, so I guess, that's the whole main part right there that I guess we was tuning in to see. And to me, again, Luce Canon is making the voice. It seemed like he's definitely just being sarcastic with it and being funny. And he's trying to draw some type of notoriety to this whole situation, draw a whole lot of energy to it, right? And I don't think he actually means like some disrespect when he's saying what he's saying. My thing is, I don't think he should be playing with it like that, because there's so many people who can feel offended. He already spoke on like Park Villages, if this how y'all raise them. Then he's speaking on the Compton Crips, talking about is that how y'all raise them. So it's like, you could run across an individual who's not on these content creating games, on that internet game or none of that, and just, you could have gave them the little bit of rope that they needed to pull themselves into a problem with you. at the end of the day, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to have a certain type of outlook on it because I could see clearly, like, you know, Luce Canon is just being on some like some joke type time or whatever. But on one hand, people can be responsible for a person being raised a certain way when they come from their community, whether it's their household, their hood, whatever thing they are part of. Then everybody is responsible for making sure a certain individual is a certain type of way that meets certain standards, right? On one hand. And then on the other hand, certain people gonna always do what they have to do, and they gonna just be a human about it, and they necessarily ain't gonna really be doing what the guidelines is or what they were raised or what they was taught. They gonna just do what they feel like they want to do to make them feel comfortable or to make them stop being uncomfortable, right? So it works both ways, and you know, you gotta always be held accountable to what a person does that's a part of anything you're a part of. However, in this situation, Yah-L is representing Yah-L. Luce Canon, you know, you represent you or the company you stand for, and Yah-L is making decisions and choices that he want to make that's beneficial to Yah-L. To me, you know, not saying that he don't got some people from Park Village and certain Compton Crips at the table with him discussing certain things, could be a strong possibility or not. But I don't feel like this is a thing that's like, you know, all the Compton Crips or Compton Crips in general or Park Villagers, people from Park Village in general is necessarily hands-on with this topic with Yah-L suing, if Yah-L is suing, you know. So I don't feel like, you know, Yah-L should attach all these other so-called groups of individuals to this situation. But on the content creating side, I see the genius in it. But we're gonna see what happens in the future. Let's continue though.
Oh no. I know it's not like that because I know real Compton Crips. Please help me.
Oh, and then he just finished that whole sentence off with, I know it's not like that because I know some real Compton Crips. So again, like I say, I think he's just being sarcastic and he's joking, and you know, he's just bringing a lot of notoriety to this whole incident.
Understand? This is nasty work.
And you know, on the other hand too, he kind of could be trying to belittle Yah-L. You know, it's like once you start trying to pull a person's street credit, you know, pull their status on where they come from and all that type of stuff, start painting the narrative like you make where you come from look bad, then you know, you definitely throwing some type of you know, jabs at a person way. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that Luce Canon is trying to do, paint that type of narrative like Yah-L is pretty much like, you know, a bad representation of everything he represent, and then just kind of like, you know, win some points also on the street side with things. You know, people be siding with any type of topic every day. You know, people get to go with this narrative, they vote for that one, vote for that narrative, vote for that narrative, whatever.
I can't catch a break because I'm a tough guy. This is how y'all punish the tough guys that got money? Y'all get beat up and then take losses and want to sue. And mind you, folks, he started it. This is ridiculous. Y'all could go and watch it on Urban Flicks right now.
But I'm gonna say this, right? Because it seemed like Luce Canon gonna pretty much just, you know, rant out through the whole rest of the video or whatever. So I think we all get the point of it. But I'm gonna also say this. Me personally, if Yah-L is suing, I wouldn't be doing it because I would just, you know, if I had a fight with an individual on some street type of stuff, you know, if I'm not mistaken, the dude he fought was from somewhere. If I'm not mistaken, you know, Yah-L, he from somewhere. And then they had a fight. And I mean, I guess depends on how you view it. He might have a lawsuit on some like they didn't keep him safe at the environment or whatever the case may be. So hey, going that route, whatever. But I wouldn't try to turn a big situation into something off of me, you know, coming up short in a fight. That's just how I view it right now. Even though, you know, Yah-L and everybody else is entitled to have their thought on it and their opinion on it. I'm not necessarily saying what's right and what's wrong. But me personally, at this moment, like, I don't see myself trying to make it a bigger situation. I would possibly just, you know, learn from that and try to better myself for the future. However, on the business side of things, if people is playing business games and, you know, you doing these content games, you know, Yah-L got the right to play the content game too and do the business thing too. You know, if you done made a bankroll off of, you know, making a mockery of him, and he got an opportunity on the business side to make some of that money back, or not back, but, you know, benefit off that situation just like y'all have, shit, that's genius too.
So 5 people, this is what's going on in California.
Alright, so y'all could go tune in with Luce Canon channel and get the rest of that at the end of the day. We pretty much then got to cover, you know, majority of that. So shout out to the Dice crew, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything in the comments. We gonna keep it a Benji like we always do. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.